J'adore. J'adore. J'it the window, I don't care. What's up, everyone?
This is super fucked up world.
Super fucked up world too.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look what it says. Can you read that? It says fuck.
It does.
Yeah, you see that thing flashing? Yeah, lots of things are fucked up in this mod. I'm not exactly sure why.
Is it like this is exactly as it's meant to be played?
Let me die real quick. It's like, look at this character select screen.
These are cute.
Yeah, what are they? They're
I don't know.
cute.
They're cute.
They're weird.
I like them. They look like some new toy in the 90s.
Yeah, they look like Fweds. They look like some toy that you would win in an arcade for like 3 tickets. It's like the toy is like just like a string of plastic. It's like a 2-dimensional image. These things remind me of the pixels from Super Paper Mario. They're cute.
Oh yeah, they're cute.
I love those things. They're little squarey guys with eyes.
But they don't look like this when you play them at all.
No, I mean, you know, they sort of turn into something, but it looked kind of like a door. This looks like Missing No from Pokemon.
You got an ad for the first time? I thought we turned that shit off. We don't like ads here on Thingus. We do this for the love. You also got an ad. We don't change anything and they just add them.
They just add things.
I'm sorry you watched an ad. It's terrible.
Here's an ad for your viewing.
Oh my God. No, we're not getting paid.
I thought we were getting paid, just like not very much.
We're only getting paid for subscriptions. We're not getting paid for ad views.
All right, well, just man, like my friend taught me how to block ads on Twitch. It's a whole fucking thing.
It's a whole fucking thing.
You can use an ad blocker, but you also need to like manually enter some shit. And it's not easy.
Do you mean as the publisher or as the viewer?
As a viewer.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to put our viewers through that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want them to watch ads on Twitch either.
No, you guys should go to the effort of trying to wrestle control of your internet back. But I also don't want to be the reason you watched an ad. So, sorry that happened. We're doing this for fun here on Thingus. We're not trying to make a buck from you.
Well, there are people who have like 100,000 live viewers on Twitch and shit like that.
Yeah.
Those people must make like a living every second. That's so many fucking Twitch viewers. I can't even imagine that.
I think they make like $30,000 a year. I'm pretty sure if you have like millionaire amounts of viewers, you have basically like what the government would give you to live on disability.
I guess that's true for me. I get 100,000 views like every couple days.
And that just does the trick.
That translates to half of a living.
Yeah, half of a living. People don't know that. But I mean, maybe they do, because everyone's a content creator. I like this one. You're a face. Oh, now you're just Luigi. You think those people are rich? Well, they're probably rich because of sponsorship deals, not because of Twitch ad views. I don't think anyone's getting paid for that.
Maybe.
The money's just not very good for that kind of thing anymore. We're in a different world now, my friends. A different world. Like, what are you gonna get off of Twitch? No. They know that. They know what are you gonna do is the question.
What are you gonna do? Oh yeah, I see his face.
Yeah.
He looks like the Blob.
I like him.
He's nice now.
He's nice now.
I'm nice now, bro.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi, after they had that big falling out over Daisy a few years ago.
Luigi Mangione, after killing that guy, he's nice now.
I'm nice now, bro. Well, everyone thought he was pretty nice then, too.
He was nice to kill that guy.
Yeah. That was nice.
What a nice guy. Yeah, well, no, everyone did think he was nice because he purposely shot him instead of blowing him up because he thought there might be innocent bystanders getting killed.
Right, he's compassionate.
nice.
He was nice. Oh, yeah. It was nice. I feel like there is like just fully a consensus about him, right? Like the propaganda did not work.
Well, I mean, it worked for the people it needed to work on.
I guess so, yeah. The people who would make all the difference, because they actually like, I don't know.
Want to be rich?
Oh, maybe. Oh, I just meant people who pick up the phone and complain when they don't like something.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like it's got to be people who aspire to be just like that douche who got killed.
Right, they want to be the CEO of a healthcare company, and they don't want someone coming around and killing them.
Yeah.
Oops. Uh-oh.
What happened?
I don't know. Everything went black for a second. Are we still streaming? I hope. Don't know what that sound was. It's not the kind of thing you like to hear while you're streaming. Windows
That's
like...
not the kind of thing I like to hear while I'm streaming. You better not interrupt me again.
It says we're still live. They say we're still live. Windows was just like...
I'm nice now. I didn't say anything bad. And if I did, I'm nice now.
No things in your thing is good.
No thing in Thingus.
We are the monsters. Kind of the unofficial theme song of Thingus, right?
Yeah, I was saying that too. We are the monsters.
We are the monsters.
Fuck.
The thing. Here, hold it by that. Yeah.
Let's get that music back for a minute. Thank you.
Oh man, you're about to get hit by a sniffit. Oh, that doesn't hurt. You just got like 5 sniffit balls dropped on you.
Yeah, I also thought those would kill me.
But instead you're just a little guy made of string. Do we hear the fake news about Luigi? You said that they tried to say he was in gay porn? Well, that would really backfire.
He wasn't gay porn. He wasn't gay porn. I mean, who cares about that?
I guess yeah. What would that do to leave?
Except people who love gay porn, I guess.
Well, yeah, there would be a lot more searches for gay porn that day.
I mean, that would certainly thicken the plot.
Oh yeah, no, it would be pretty hilarious. Like we'd all have a real day on the internet if there were like 5 pornos we could see with him in it.
Although, how could you trust that now with like deep fake shit?
I guess it depends on whether it's hot. Nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, gay Luigi.
Yeah, that's a line from Hotel Mario.
Ah.
And every YouTube poop that ever sampled that line.
They say gay Luigi?
Oh, it's just an edit. It's just a YouTube poop. It's like, nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, gay Luigi.
Oh, gay Luigi. Very good. Right, so that's what it's called, right? Like invitation to a picnic. That's the porno that gay Luigi is in.
Yeah, fuck. I'm the word fuck.
Wow, some naughty little boy made this.
Yeah, I wonder when this was made and by whom.
Very, yeah, it's feeling very South Park area, but I think that's kind of swung around a few times at this point.
Yeah.
When did people truly realize that they could hack these games and change them?
Well, I guess when we got Game Genie, maybe.
You think that's when people started hacking these games?
Well, that was the first introduction to hacking that we got.
Well, when were people able to open NES files on their computers?
There were people that had hardware that could like what do they do? They like have like a unflasher or something. They like can take what's written on that and make it into a ROM. And I don't know exactly how far back they started doing that, but there are dates on some of these old ROMs, like 1997 or 2000.
Wow.
So like some of them were earlier, some of them were later. Like 90s, late 90s.
Samari. That's the reader, I guess. Samari is 1994. Oh, is that a ROM hack?
Is that the device that you use to load games onto your computer?
Maybe. Whatever it is, it was 1994.
That's cool.
Oh, it's Sonic on NES. I see.
Samari. So yeah, I mean, when was the first time you ever saw an emulator? What year was it?
Yeah. Let me try to remember the first emulated game I played. I haven't ever considered that.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was at that kid whose name was also Jonathan's house. Not the one that picked on me, the one that was a family friend.
Okay, yeah.
And like, they showed me that for the first time, and that shit blew my mind, because they were Sega people, and I was like, wait, you have Mario on the computer? And it's like,
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. But were you a teenager?
I feel like it was like 98 or something.
Oh, wow. Interesting. That would have been very early for me.
Yeah.
Mario on the computer.
Yeah. Z-SNES. It's like it runs just like the game on the console.
Oh man.
Oh shit, I got game over. All right, let's play something else.
Yeah. That was fun, seeing that word fuck over and over again. Yeah, I don't remember when I played my first ROM. But I know it was a revelation. I mean, the thing is that when I would have discovered ROMs, I probably also would have been able to go to the store and get a Nintendo game for like $2.
Oh man, yeah.
There was a moment in like the 2000s where Nintendo was just old enough that it was considered basically worthless, and you could get an NES for like $20.
Holy shit.
When I lived in Portland in 2009, like the most 2000s-ass shit I could say. I was buying cheap Nintendo games. Like because all my childhood stuff was like on the other side of the country, so I didn't want to go back and get them. It would cost me like $30 to get like a Nintendo and a bunch of games.
Yeah, so I was saying before that Winsor McKay was born in the 1800s and he died in 1934. So like everything in his life in the world of animation that he knew was before Bugs Bunny.
There were like maybe a couple of early Bugs Bunnies by then?
I don't know, maybe.
He wouldn't have been a star in the early 30s.
They might have done rabbits that were like him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would have been at the end of his life that like they were doing like Porky Pig stuff.
Damn. Yeah, no, that's like, we consider that stuff pretty proto at this point.
Yeah.
Like black and white Looney Tunes before Bugs Bunny. When it was just Porky Pig. There were a few classics, but by and large, they're not really what we consider the great age of animation, right?
Yeah.
He died before that.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. I mean, he was not super happy with what animation had become within 10 years.
Yeah. His original Little Nemo animation was from, I think, like 1910, 1914 maybe.
God, so fucking baller to draw a comic and then make a cartoon about it.
And it was in color.
Shit, man.
It was amazing how it was done. It's like there was no animation cells yet, so he just did it on paper.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did Gertie the dinosaur on paper. Just like animated the background in every single frame. Cute. I'm gonna be saying that a lot for this game.
But yeah, like I wonder. I was watching the Little Nemo movie, and I was wondering what Winsor McCay might think of it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I looked up when he died and was like, man, I wonder what he thought of Bugs Bunny. Like this effort by Disney and Schlesinger to like make propaganda with animation and fight Hitler and win World War II.
Yeah.
And make, you know, disgraceful things like caricatures of Japanese people
Absolutely.
that told us to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, I think like, yes, animation had a ways to go. But you know, I think we've seen past the end of that at this point. I think. You know, maybe animation will have like another renaissance, but I feel like we have been living in the post version of it. You know, all the 90s Disney movies that we're talking about on the stream are not peak by any means.
No, peak was the 40s, like 1940.
Yeah.
For Disney? Holy fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Disney going from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to Pinocchio?
Yeah.
To fucking Pinocchio, to Fantasia. Am I right?
Yeah, Fantasia
from Pinocchio.
In a few years, like 2 years.
Yeah, like within 3 movies, they were making artsy, like they were making art animation, and they did it more than anyone else ever did. Like how serious they were about it and the quality of the work they made. Like nobody's done it like that again.
Yeah, and like the stuff that they made while making, you know, producing the propaganda films is amazing. It's so effective. The stuff they made, like Education for Death and Victory Through Air Power.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, that stuff looked insane. Yeah. Their propaganda was also fantastic. Sorry, I hid our faces because Joe was doing that dialogue scene, and then the dialogue scene immediately ended after I hid us, and then I forgot to unhide us. You know, I'm your producer. That's the kind of thing you can expect from me. You're just killing the other frog.
Yes.
And living inside this one's body.
It's like Flip told me that they would give me a ride, but it looks more like I've killed them and hollowed them out, and I'm using them as skin.
Yes, that's absolutely, like some of them look like you're riding on them, but like Nemo's little for those, which I don't like.
Yeah, Nemo looks weird. He's like bigger and smaller, like this guy. Like, look at the size of my head now.
Yeah, you're
now.
small.
I'm tiny.
I know, tiny.
Oh shit, did I get enough? No, I still need 2 more.
I do love that guy appears to like be in ecstasy.
How do I even get
being your lizard?
Well, okay, here, let me get back to him. Because, like, I noticed something about him. His eyes disappear. And it's like, why do his eyes disappear?
I thought they were closed.
They're closed, yeah. But, like, why?
Yeah, you definitely killed this guy. Look how his mouth is peeled back.
Yeah, that's his mouth.
Yeah, that's supposed to be your hood.
Yeah, he's dead.
His jaw is unhinged.
And then when I'm done, I just throw him away.
Yep. Yeah, it's not like, right, you don't jump out of him and he comes back to life. He's just gone. You absolutely killed that animal to wear its skin.
It's like he has eye whites, right? But then, like, they disappear.
Oh, I thought he was just sleeping. Like, his eyes are closed.
His eyes are closed, but why is he, like... I think it's because they couldn't have, like... They couldn't have...
The white next to the white?
The white color was lost or something. Maybe I'm going crazy.
No, I think maybe because it was confusing with, like, the image of Nemo right next to it.
Maybe. Or maybe they all have to look like they're asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Just wearing that mole like a hoodie. Fucked up.
Oh,
No!
fuck.
Ah! That rolled.
No!
Oh, I'm glad the chat wants to see our faces so much. Isn't that nice? What else is going on? So, all right, I know we all love a good low information rant on the show here. Just as I was putting out the announcement that the show was on, I saw somebody criticizing, what was it, like Washington, like Hollywood Reporter for trying to rehabilitate Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey's back.
Harvey's back. They're trying to bring him back.
We're bringing him back.
We're bringing back the guy.
Yeah, because we missed when movies were good, and he was our guy. I didn't read this article. I don't know who the fuck wrote it.
Yeah.
I can't agree or disagree with what I haven't seen. I'm just assuming.
Oh, yeah, we're just making up what we think's in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, so you think it's because everyone has noticed that since roughly around the time Harvey Weinstein went to jail, good movies stopped being made.
Well, that like Harvey Weinstein was a bastard, and so was the guys in Inglourious Bastards. We lost our bastard.
No, Harvey Weinstein wasn't fighting for anybody except himself.
Well, yeah, I guess it's just that, like, you know, what people hate about CEOs is that they won't let the guy work, and Harvey would just like let him do whatever.
Work. I don't know if that was true anymore by the time he got in trouble. Like, you know, people were fine with him being a rapist back when he was making good movies, but like maybe lately he wasn't making anybody a lot of money. So that's why it was finally okay to get him. But now they need him back. I don't know why they would be doing it. Wasn't there just a huge hit this week? Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Everyone's talking about it. I haven't seen it, but apparently movies are back. So what do we need Harvey for?
Well, you know, it's just that, like, when money is there, like there's potential money, it's always like somebody's name is attached to that money. Mm-hmm. And this is why Hollywood sucks, because it's all these big fucking egos that people go to like live near and like hope that these people will lend them a fucking, you know, job.
Oh my God. Yeah. And like sometimes those people happen to be capable of shepherding a good movie. What's the last movie he produced?
Oh man, I don't know.
I mean, are these just Harvey's people? He's not in jail anymore? These are his people feeding his nice now to the media, right?
He's nice now.
Yeah, he's doing this. He's rehabilitating himself, right?
Well, John Lasseter, you know, he wasn't convicted for anything, but like John Lasseter came back really quickly, where like I feel like the justification was this person's name is attached to making money and we can make money, and I don't think it worked. I think that was just the justification.
Well, yeah, did John Lasseter actually make a movie anyone saw?
No. He came back and made some movies that were like really unfinished looking.
Yeah.
Like really cheap looking.
Yeah, no, I only know about them because of Matwa's video.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason anyone knows about them. That video did really well on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw. That was great. It was really good. But yeah, I appreciate a video like that can explain that shit to me so I don't have to watch it. But No, I mean, like, Harvey Weinstein, like, what is he, like 80 years old? He's not gonna, like, come back and produce a great movie.
No, I don't believe in him.
No. And who would attach themselves to him? Certainly not the stable of actors who would have made a Weinstein movie back when he was an unconvicted rapist. They won't come back. Even though they probably fucking knew about this already. These motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, they might have known.
So tonight we're playing circus games.
Yeah.
Joe said last week that if there's a circus in the game, it's bad. And
I think we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. I have the feeling that's probably the truth, but we're gonna see. Hey, look, I love being surprised by a great game.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chemco has a decent record. They're not so bad. They made that Snoopy game.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've got cute clip art.
They made the Crazy Castle game. That was, fun game.
Monkey Island has a circus? Does it? I don't remember that.
Well, we're only doing NES and Super Nintendo right now.
We're doing like games that our parents might have like offered to get us or rented for us, and we were always just like incredibly full of regret anytime we played a circus game.
Well, okay, like so far this has terrible lead room. That's a big criticism I have of games when they don't show you where you're going.
Yeah.
Lead room is like
right.
In film, you have the characters go to the right. He's in center left, not center right.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, why do I need to see all this shit behind him?
Yeah, it's like my whole game is like a smartphone ratio because everything behind me I'm not even looking at. I'm trying to stay in there. And, then when you go left, it's switched.
God, just like, I mean, that clam was cute, but these bees are pretty shitty looking.
I mean, at least there's no circus.
Right, you're just a clown.
Yeah.
It looks pretty, like the graphics look pretty good.
Yeah, that hedgehog's cute.
Yeah.
I feel like the circus aesthetics might be worse than the clown motif. It's like, this game is a Mickey Mouse game in Japan.
Right.
And I don't know why. I think Mike knew the reason. It's like they only Capcom had the rights to use Mickey Mouse in America.
I see. That's cute.
The art so far is pretty good.
Oh, this is cool. How's this handle?
Not, could be worse.
But this is definitely a circus game.
A carnival game, I think.
Right.
Circuses have sideshows.
Right, you don't play games at the circus? Do you think circuses should continue to exist, or should they go away?
I think they kind of went away.
Yeah, I mean, they still exist. You can still see a circus.
Yeah.
A lot of the big circuses have stopped using elephants.
Okay.
But, you can still go somewhere where somebody's using a fucking elephant for a show. Like, SeaWorld's still there.
SeaWorld's, yeah.
There was like a brutal anti, captive orca campaign, a big Free Willy in the 2010s.
Yeah.
And they still exist. More like Pool World. What's sea? It's Pool World. That's what the man who sits outside SeaWorld in Orlando, he like sits out a lawn chair. He's like 60 years old, and he sits there with a sign that says, "What sea? It is Pool World." Anyway, I mean, the picture's from 20 years ago. That guy's very, very old now. He's still there.
Well, he's still right. I mean, SeaWorld is still fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the fact that it still exists is like, all right, so people do still want to watch shows with like exotic animals that should not live in captivity being forced to perform.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, it's the same for humans, right? A lot of those humans were treated like animals, the like freak show.
Yeah. You like what choice do you have but to run away with the circus?
Yeah, that was a life for a lot of people, a lot of weirdos.
Yeah.
So, you know, I could be a clown. I'm basically the internet equivalent of a clown.
Yeah, just like debasing yourself for likes.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it funny for likes. Yeah, no, I mean, Thingus is kind of a circus if you think about it. Every week, people show up and we're like, welcome to Thingus!
The greatest show on Twitch!
I think maybe we are kind of a circus. Our favorite girl, Daisy, is very circus coded.
She'd run off with the circus.
Yeah. Like, she'd run off with the circus one day after telling Luigi yes, she would marry him.
It was the 1910s. It was different time.
Yeah, you know, running off with the circus was not so strange back then.
Or getting married to someone after knowing them for like a day.
Have you ever seen what is this movie called? Oh my god. It's an incredible movie about an angel who's he's down on Earth and I forget what he's looking. I think he just looks at people. I think the idea is that angels are just down there like looking at people all the time, and he's just down there, and he runs into a woman who works at the circus, and he can hear her thoughts, and he can hear all of her anxieties and how she knows this like circus life has to end. Yes, thank you, Gabby. It's Wings of Desire. Tremendous movie. I don't want to give it away, but there is a circus in that movie. Everyone check out Wings of Desire. A great movie that does have a circus in it. Oh yeah, Dumbo. Dumbo was after Fantasia. After Fantasia, Disney was like, well, we're out of money and we need to make something fast and cheap because this country is at war.
Yeah.
And they made Dumbo, which, you know, it's like 80 minutes long. It cost them very, very little. And then after that, they made
Bambi.
The animals never got better than Bambi. Like, Bambi was the movie where they studied the animals, right? Like, before that, you look at animals in like Snow White, like those animals look pretty rubbery.
Yeah.
Right? Like, some of them are good. The birds are good, but they're still they've, you know, the animators have observed birds before. The animators in Snow White don't know what deer look like yet. They don't know what squirrels look like. They don't know what real animals look like. And when they made Bambi, they figured out what real animals look like.
Yeah.
It is so real, and it's not just so real in its like movements of animals. It's real in like its human-like movements, where like Thumper, you know, Thumper says something rude to Bambi, like, "You can't walk very well, can you?" And his mother goes, "Thumper," and he like flinches and he like looks down at the ground. He's like, "Yeah," like without looking at her. "What did your father say to you this morning?" Without looking. "About what?" "About being nice," you know, whatever the hell. He's just like, he's such a little boy. And it's like real children and real animals. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, the way little Nemo acts like a real little boy is like too close to home.
Yeah,
a little
right?
bit too real right now.
Well, did Miyazaki make that movie, or was that just Ghibli?
I don't think he was involved. I think there was like talks of him working on it. I think other Yeah, Studio Ghibli artists worked on it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've always, as if we haven't talked about Miyazaki enough, but I've always appreciated the way he shows children.
Yeah.
Because he gets to what's real about them. I also appreciate when children are just like, portrayed as themselves in any media.
Yeah.
You know what I love? In Home Alone, when Macaulay Culkin is in the bathroom putting all his dad's aftershave and shit, and he like claps his hands together and like raises his hands up, and he does like this little shiver that is like so not acting, it's just little kid thing.
Yeah.
And they kept that shot, like Macaulay kept going, and that shot was perfect. He just does like this little shake as he's like bringing his hands up. It's so adorable.
Yeah, yeah.
Real. So real.
Yeah, well, yeah, like Macaulay Culkin had like such a real kid energy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, kids recognized how cool he was.
Yeah.
And as an adult, I'm just like what a great child actor. Not even for his ability to act necessarily, but just like his presence on screen is like so authentic.
Yeah, when he killed that kid, that wasn't acting. But that really is amazing acting. Like, just like appearing as this creepy murderer kid.
Wait, what movie was he a killer?
I don't remember.
Well,
forget the name of the movie.
I don't remember. I do think, by Home Alone 2, he was basically that. Right? He just unemotionally throws
Sociopath.
bricks at people's faces. Like, that is very, very different from the first Home Alone, right? Like where like Kevin is his arc in the first movie is that he's afraid and he's learning to be brave because he's like 8 years old. It's time to be brave. It's time to be the man of the house. And he spends the whole movie building up the courage to be brave enough to set traps for those guys. He doesn't hurt them until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He the first time he sees them, he runs away. And then the next time he pranks them, he does something that doesn't involve him like hurting or interacting with them at all.
Yeah.
He like fools them. And then he does that a few more times until they enter the house and they start to realize, as Kevin starts to realize, that he can hurt them. And then that just culminates beautifully. But then you get another fucking movie where he's already able to hurt them. And that's all he does. I think that might be one of the most, like, as a sequel, the most insulting, like really like, oh, you're out of juice. You're so fucking out of juice. Everything about the first movie just didn't matter anymore. Right? Because Kevin's mother didn't learn anything.
It all happens all over again.
Yeah,
the same fucking crooks have the same fucking head traumas.
Yeah.
It's like that didn't matter.
And his parents forget him the same way.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter. The Good Son, is it called? Is that the name of the movie where he's a killer?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, I have a can. I forgot. This is NES?
Yeah.
This is incredible. This is very similar to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, we didn't have this one. We had the one for Super Nintendo. It's like exactly the same.
Yeah, it's the same. Like, even his sprite, like, makes that little face as it comes down. Like, whoa.
Yeah, he's not quite as vocal, but that doesn't really matter.
Right. That's not what I'm here for. Yeah, Bart's there. He's helping. Yeah, the music's not bad in this. It doesn't sound much worse than in the Super Nintendo.
Sometimes the NES version has like instruments missing. This one doesn't.
Yeah, it's fine. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Thanks, Acclaim.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Acclaim. I heard that somebody bought the Acclaim name.
Oh, yeah?
Here, I was gonna repack that.
Yeah.
I heard someone bought the Acclaim name and they're using it for some shit that's not Acclaim.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But what games does Acclaim own?
I don't know.
What actually is attached to the Acclaim brand?
I think it might just be brand recognition at this point.
Well, that's odd. You should
Yeah.
really just make your own studio. Acclaim died.
It's probably like some AI company or some shit.
Yeah. Some like necromancers.
Yeah. Yeah, this sounds so similar to the Super Nintendo version. I'll give a shout out on the stream tonight. My friend David Gilbert finished his game Old Skies.
Nice.
Just came out today. And he's been working on it for 5 years now. And I met Dave because he moved up to Pennsylvania and we started hanging out. And it's just so cool watching him. I mean, yeah, I didn't watch him start the game, but watching him reach the end like this, it's a very big project, and I got to play it. I got to test it a little bit, and it's very good. I tested it, and then I went to the bar, and I just told him what his game was about, for a long time, and I think he enjoyed that. And I would love if somebody did that to me. I would love if I went to the bar with somebody and they were drinking and they just told me what my game was all about.
Dude, remember when you're in your game, remember? There was like the time, there's like the part. You remember?
I was like describing it to Mike. I was like, so you start like this and then you do this and then you think that this is the part where you're going to do this, but then... And I won't give away what the then is, but yeah, I did a little bit of that. Anyway, his game's out. It's quite an achievement. Go check it out. He's kind of Dave's kind of the
No.
like what I was doing over in webcomics and you were doing over on YouTube. Dave was doing that in like indie video games. Just like making the game and selling it directly to people. And years later, people still have goodwill for him. He did that. He did the webcomic thing. But in video games. I think of it as the webcomic thing.
The webcomic thing. Yeah, I mean, I copied you with animation, so I also think of it as the webcomic thing.
The webcomic model. Selling, the digital equivalent of selling CDs out of the back of your van. I'm very happy to see that there are people other than myself who are still making that work, because it is like, it's a particular kind of life that not everybody wants, but at the end of the day, it means that you made like a whole bunch of stuff that belongs to you.
Yeah.
And if it was any good, then people still have good feelings about it, and they're interested in what you're doing now. And not everyone is going to be interested in everything you do, but it's nice to make things for a long time and remain in people's good graces.
Yeah.
And I admire that in other people.
Good graces, you mean like just making consistent work, or like being good?
Yeah, where people will be like, I see people, realizing every day that I still exist.
Yeah.
And like I saw somebody just today. I did a big announcement because I'm making the second Perfect Tides game is going to be released on Switch. So I made an announcement about it today. And I saw a guy saying, okay, apparently Meredith's already almost done with a second video game, and I never even heard there was a first video game, and I never heard that there were new episodes of Octopus Pie. So this guy is 4 years late. And I've been banging the drum this entire time. And those people come along all the time. And This particular guy, look, sorry for calling this guy out. He said he was going to go down a gran hole. Catching up on my work. I didn't like that. Not one bit. But I am happy that he discovered all my shit that he's been missing for a few years, and people do that all the time. So people find that stuff, and hopefully they find the new stuff, and they get happy all over again. And that is like a sustained thing for a long time.
Yeah, people comment on my videos all the time, like, "Whoa, I missed this one." It was like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, nobody's paying as much attention as you are.
Nah.
Or your biggest fan who's paying more attention than you. There are people who know quite a bit of what I do. I go to like some in-person thing and somebody walks up to me and they have an encyclopedic knowledge of all the things that I've ever done. They bring it up to me and I'm like, I forgot about half of the things.
Yeah. People have more, they care more about what you make than you.
Yeah. Which is awesome because I don't have time to care about it anymore because I've moved to other things.
Yeah, we've moved on from this game.
Yeah, no. Sorry, game. Has anyone identified me primarily as Thingus Girl? No. We have not been doing Thingus for long and wide enough for people to know us just from Thingus. I don't think so. Does anybody in here only know Joe or me from Thingus?
I can't imagine unless, maybe the one Circus caper fad.
Maybe. Oh, you just started playing Perfect Tides. That's so cool. Oh, I'm glad. I love when people say they relate to both the brother and Mara. That's that does me well to hear that one. It never occurred to me that people would play the game and they'd feel like they were the brother.
It just said it was a carnival. It's the circus.
It's the circus. The game's called Circus Caper. I haven't played this in forever.
Yeah, but I couldn't forget it because it's just like, I don't know, shitty.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I showed the brother in a way that hurt you. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Did I actually smoke this weed yet? I did.
So I heard that the original translation was like, this girl was your girlfriend, but in this version, she's your sister.
I'm out of money. I would do just about anything to get on this ride. It's weird when people discover me through Joe. It happens all the time. They're like, oh, there's another person who's a little like Joe. I'll read 1,000 pages of her comics for free. I don't know. It kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Right. Oh, shit. This is a Thingus right here. Holy shit. Holy shit. A cursed Thingus.
A mysterious cloud. There's like in BioShock, there's these vending machines with a clown on them, and it's like, welcome to the circus of values.
So yeah, that's how that guy talks.
Yes.
This is a visual novel. I like that drawing.
I have your sister now. All right, this is all I remember because I didn't get past the screen.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. All I remember of this is the opening animation.
And there's like a mini game at the first
right.
level.
Oh my god, I remember this music so vividly.
Yeah, this like bear that jumps with you.
Jesus Christ, this game is such a Thingus. Holy shit.
Yeah, this is a Thingus.
It's the ATV says that they discovered both of us at completely different times and never figured out we were siblings until we started doing this show together.
Oh wow, that's actually I've heard it from a lot of people that they knew us both and had no idea we were related.
Aha, interesting. That probably happens to Neil and Emmy a lot, right?
Maybe, yeah, because like they're individually known.
Yeah. And a little, like a few degrees off in what they make.
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I think that's it, that like you and I work in different media and
That was game over.
oh, Jesus Christ.
It's like, this is hard already.
Already
Look how hard.
Jesus.
Look, you missed that once and game over.
Game over. Yeah, no, never got anywhere in this game. And it's just like the whole audience is clowns.
I mean, you know, I think it was a good idea to just like establish myself, not trying to ride my sister's coattails.
No, why? Like, how are you supposed to do that? Are you supposed to just jump to the second crocodile?
Maybe you're supposed to do it fast, or yeah, you're supposed to just like jump over the first one.
You think this game's really short?
I don't know. Okay, that was it. What's with those, like, items just going all the way up there? Who made this game?
Who made this game?
It's like, I don't know. I feel like AI-generated games are going to be like this. They're going to be some topic that they think is popular, like the way that the Portal robot thinks you really love cake, and it's going to be themed around this thing that just, like, is bizarre, and, like, this is bizarre.
Yeah, like, how is this fun? Like, who thought this would be fun?
I don't even want points. I want health. I want lives.
Did I have a following before OP? A little bit.
This again.
I made webcomics
This
for
isn't
years.
a rest.
Yeah, no. Wait, you have to do it again? The fire.
I don't know. I thought maybe it was something else.
This game's called Circus Caper.
Yeah.
And we didn't remember anything about it except that it takes place in a circus and it sucks. Yeah, that's what you have to do. Jesus!
Fuck! Yeah, well, you know, I was saying in the last thing is that circus games suck. I guess I was really just thinking of Circus Caper.
Yeah, maybe. Circus Caper sucks. So yeah, I started making webcomics when I was about 15.
Oh yeah, you're making webcomics. So like you were drawing them on paper, right?
I drew them on paper. I drew webcomics around 2000, maybe 99, and I would just like post them on like AOL forums or like oh, that was the jump, but yeah, God, Jesus Christ, yeah, around 99, 2000, I started making like a couple of webcomics on paper, and I would scan them using like
I choked.
Our parents had our parents had not a flatbed scanner, but a handheld scanner. So you had to roll it evenly and straight across the piece of paper. It would just be like, it would be on a wheel, and you would hold it in your hand like that, and you would just like pull it back straight to scan the image. So I do remember distinctly like drawing like a lot of like Final Fantasy fan art and hand scanning it and posting it to like chat rooms and AOL message boards. And then like pretty quickly after that, I started making like little 3-panel comic strips. And then I had a very small, like I had a small group of people who liked that. And then I started my first web comic, and those people became my base audience, and that was in 2000. My first web comic was called Not Gonna Take It, and it was a furry web comic about cats in high school. It was I drew it with like I don't know what I just drew it with like pens when I first started. And then like I started like going to art stores and getting like better like comic inking supplies and stuff. I colored it with markers for a while. It went on until like I went to college and I was still drawing it. It had a fairly large audience, like for a webcomic in those days. Oh yeah, I was in the fucking trenches, absolutely. I also made a little bit of money from my notoriety with that webcomic, just selling like commissions and stuff. I would go to like Furbid and I would do like illustrations and I would sell them. And it wasn't a lot of money, but it was like, it's better than like working somewhere for 8 hours. And
cool.
Then what was that?
Just like cool.
Oh yeah, the Furbid, the days when I sold things on Furbid as a minor. Oh cool.
Yeah, I don't think this is what I thought it was.
This looks cute. This doesn't look like the Nintendo.
This is a Capcom game.
Oh, this looks cute. This is not the game we played at all.
No.
So I drew Not Gonna Take It until probably like my first year of college. I abandoned it. I gave up on it. I had the story was too complicated. I had written myself too deep.
Yeah.
And it kind of started to enter its like emotional climax. So I was tired of it and I was changing. I was becoming embarrassed of it. So I stopped making that. And then I worked on animation for like a year before I went back and made another webcomic called Skirting Danger. And that was like a goofy superhero webcomic. It was very proto Octopus Pie, not in a good way, but it shares some traits with it. It was about like a really dumb bitch in college who was a superhero, and she was like a fashion designer, but she had like a terrible fashion sense, and she was annoying. She was like my own Sailor Moon, like an American Sailor Moon in college. So her adventures involved sex, which I guess Sailor Moons did too. Sex with consenting adults. And I made that comic for a very like experimental type of webcomic platform in those days. It was part of the Modern Tales network. I don't know if you remember Modern Tales. It was a pay-to-read platform for webcomics. It was run by Joey Manley, who has since passed on.
Yeah.
And he had a network of webcomic sites, different genres. Modern Tales was the base one, and like James Kachalka made comics for Modern Tales. He made American Elf on there, and it costs like $1 a month or something to read the webcomic.
Yeah.
Nobody was really making anything from that, but they were trying a different model. And I joined their network. They had a few. They had like Girl-O-Matic, which like a lot of people who went on to be in flight and stuff like that were making webcomics on Girl-O-Matic. And I was on this one called Graphic Smash, which was like for like action comics. So I pitched Skirting Danger for like an action webcomic platform. I was trying to do something like that. And then the model just wasn't working. I wasn't getting money and nobody was reading it. And I was like mad that like, you know, my audience wasn't that big because nobody was reading it. So I eventually, you know, told the editor that I was gonna go alone. And I took it to KeenSpot, which was, they were a webcomic host that they had KeenSpot, which was like their curated group of hosted webcomics that they had. And then KeenSpace, which was where you put things, was where anybody could put their webcomic and they could use the KeenSpot software to the comics website's template. And it was really very easy to use. You had to know like a little about FTP, but it was a pretty simple template. And that was also sort of a mutual links network, KeenSpace. It had all these community building ways that people could link to each other. KeenSpot and KeenSpace do still exist, I think. I don't think it's called KeenSpace anymore. It's called something else, but I think it still exists. I think there is still a free place on KeenSpot's website to host your own comics. It might be Comic Genesis. Anyway, I started with KeenSpace and then I pitched it to KeenSpot and they eventually had me. And that was, you know, the money was not much better on there, but the exposure was better. So I grew a bigger audience through KeenSpot. And I did that for a few more years before I got tired of skirting danger and I didn't want to make it anymore. And I was very busy with my thesis and I was very busy with my life and I just let it go. And then I worked in animation for a few years, right after school, and I didn't think about comics for a bit. And then 2006. Wow, I'm just giving you guys my whole life story. 2000.
Meredith gives her life story. It's her resume. Hire me? I worked on Assy McGee. Still going. I've been doing webcomics since I was 15. It was like 70 years ago. Yeah, no, sorry to interrupt. Were you getting lost about what the point you were trying to make was?
Well, somebody asked what I did before Octopus Pie.
Yeah.
I haven't actually gotten there yet.
Yeah. You did a lot of web comics before Octopus Pie, and even before that, you just like did comics as a child that like I remember.
That's right. I would just sit at the kitchen table and draw comics.
Yeah, you made Spice's picture book, which is a classic.
Classic.
That will never be found.
No,
but
we'll never find it.
We remember it vaguely.
Yeah, that was my classic, like, kind of comic children's book kind of hybrid, right? It was like an illustration comic book.
Yeah, it was like just like random adventures.
Yeah. That was like a comic series that I started in one notebook, and like every time we went on vacation to this place, I would draw another chapter.
Yeah.
And so it took a few years to fill out the whole book, and then I think I finished it. Like I finished the series at some point. I drew comics for my family to read all the time. I would just like sit at one of the tables in the kitchen or the dining room, and I would wait for somebody to like look over my shoulder and see what I was drawing.
Yeah.
I was drawing comics every day at some point. It's kind of crazy to think about that now, how driven I was to make them. I made them all the time. Yeah, I really wanted to draw comics. Well, comics were the thing I could do because animation was out of reach. Didn't have the tools to make animation, or I didn't think I did. I mean, I have friends I think the day that I realized I wasn't, animation wasn't like my number one thing that I cared about was like seeing a friend who just made like flip books and flip books full of like sticky notes full of flip books when they were a kid. And realizing like I could have been doing this if I really wanted to. But I was doing that with comics. Which I haven't drawn in many years at this point, but anyway, I worked on fucking Assy McGee.
Yeah.
I worked on a TV show called Friday the Animated Series, which was, if you've ever seen the Friday movies.
And you worked on John Lithgow Loves Pussy. Oh, pussy, my love. Beautiful pussy. What a beautiful pussy you are. You are. What a beautiful pussy you are.
That is exactly how it sounds. You can find that online if you look for The Owl and the Pussycat.
Yeah, it's really
HBO.
cute, and I worked on it.
Yeah, you helped me. It was a freelance job I did for like a studio in New York, and yeah, I did that during those years too. I worked on like little short films and stuff. Yeah, check out The Owl and the Pussycat. It's an oldie.
Yeah.
But after Assy McGee, I started. I was on a. No, it wasn't after Assy McGee. That was during Octopus Pie. No, I finished up a job and I was between jobs because my contract ended, and my entire life erupted, and I collected unemployment for quite a few months. And eventually I did line up another job, but I had like 2 months before the job started, so I started Octopus Pie to keep myself busy. And then, quickly realized that my job was unfulfilling and that I liked Octopus Pie more. So, once I had drawn about 100 pages, I made a book, and at that point I was able to use the audiences that I'd grown over years. Like, people who remembered those old comics were there on the first day, and people I had met in those years were linking to it on the first day. And I had a very nice audience from the start because of the goodwill built up in those early years of webcomics. This looks great. So yeah, it wasn't super hard to transition from a slightly okay paying animation job to a very low paying comics job. It ruled. It was great. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, you can sacrifice a lot of money for that freedom that you can't really get working in animation.
Yeah.
So, like, you were animating a talking ass.
I literally was. I was animating the ass cheeks moving as it talked. I was listening to the track of the voice, which, by the way, was spitting while talking.
Yeah.
Like, Sanchez, a drug Sanchez. And just, like, ordering around, spitting on his partner, who's just a guy. And I was just animating the ass moving while those words were going. And just like animating the ass cheeks, like walking around, but not even animating them. I was just like reusing stock art of the ass walking around. It was such a shit. It was just, it was not supposed to look beautiful, but it was for somebody who, would rather be drawing Octopus Pie. It was a shitty kind of daily work. It was a totally chill job. Oh, look at this sexy lady. It was a perfectly chill job. And it, kept me afloat for a while. And I built up a little savings from it too. So I guess you can thank Assy McGee for octopus pie. But yeah, I was
kiss it.
Yeah, give it a big kiss. That was the reason I was able to get a little push out the door to just work on a comic.
Yeah, little fire under assy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I remember before you made Octopus Pie, you were gonna do animations.
Yeah. Octopus Pie was a domain name that I bought for a website called Octopus Pie that was going to be like little like animations a week or something like that. And you know, I quickly realized the limit to doing that and that I would get bored of it. And you know, I just, you know, I made that during a very like lost time for me. And I think, you know, I was kind of listening for people who would say stuff like, just make something small, you know, just make something little.
Yeah.
Just make a little something. Just do something, you know? Don't try to make it your masterpiece. Just do something. You'll learn and you'll enjoy it and you'll make something. So I think when I made the Octopus Pie website, I was thinking like, all right, well, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do something, you know?
Just do a little something.
Just do a little something. And I did that for like...
that's all you can really afford to make with animations.
Yeah, exactly. And post with any sort of regularity. And then for a little while, my boyfriend had like another comic idea that he was going to write and I was going to draw. And we spent like a couple days on that. And like he could see that I wasn't really into it. And he was like, what do you want to do then? Like, what do you really want to do then? And I'm like, I think I want to do like these two characters I've been working on for a while. Like, you know, here's the stoner just like inhaling from a big bong. And here's her roommate holding a tray full of muffins. And she's pissed off. And, you know, I'd drawn them a few times. And he was like, then do that. So that became Octopus Pie, and I wrote the script for like the first like 5-10 and drew them all at once so that I could launch with like a few pages. I was very strategic at that time. Yeah, the muffins became Hannah's thing, but they were thematically apparent from the beginning. And, you know, my approach was to keep my level of commitment low by making the chapters short and simple. And at first I did. The first few chapters are pretty goofy. They're like, what if they play laser tag is already getting a little more serious. What if her bicycle got stolen and then she built a contraption because she was mad? Like that's an early story.
Yeah.
What if I was kind of, you know, commenting on like, you know, shitty privacy laws. Very, very dorky 2007 kind of stuff. and then even the laser tag shit was pretty damn corny. What is this?
It's Crundus.
Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. It's already Crundus and it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, they want to be king of the circus.
Oh my god.
Fighting to be who the biggest clown is.
Who wants to be the biggest clown?
The king with the hot dog.
Yeah, this synth is very farty, you're right. Let's crank that. Let's hear that a little bit better. Oop, what did I do? What'd I do?
Oh god, that's too loud.
I hate that the clown face gets so close. It's disgusting. I hate that it slowly gets closer and then just jumps up on you. Anyway, hope that answered your question. I went long, once again, on old internet shit. Don't love this game, dude. No, this game is not good when you play it, but it is very, very funny to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they were, you know, it's a bit gimmicky, but they were trying something new.
Oh, yeah. Nobody lets you make a cartoon a woman anymore that's just like two giant circles for boobs.
Not that there's no body demanding that.
Oh, no. It's just not in a child's video game anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of a funny gag and maybe harmless.
I think it's harmless.
Depends on how you render the boobs.
Yes. Well, it's such an old established trope that like an opera singer is fat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have to be fat to be
to sing that way. Yeah. And she's also a Viking.
Yeah.
So she's got like armor. So her boobs are just two giant balls.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's like a boob armor.
Yeah, I think that's what, because she's got a helmet and like, is she wearing like shoulder pads? No.
She's wearing gauntlets or like bracelets? I don't
Oh,
know.
maybe. Yeah, no, she's supposed to be wearing armor and her boobs are just like armored. And they also look exactly like that under the armor.
Well, that's just, you know, they're made of clay, so that's just her body.
Yeah.
Like, it just showed the inside. It was just like solid clay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm not
Whatever you
continuing.
say, Helga.
Whatever you say, Helga.
Fuck you, Arnold. God, I hate him.
How I hate him! Yet. It's like they're married and she like sends him out for something and like as soon as he leaves, and yet.
Right. That's just their life. And like, yeah, she forces Phoebe to live with them too. So she can say all of this to Phoebe while Arnold's gone.
Phoebes, I'm in a crisis. I have to tell you something right now.
Yes. Well, yeah. Phoebe is on a permanent Zoom call with Helga.
I can see it happening because both Arnold and Phoebe recognize that Helga needs love and like they can give it to her.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. But they get a divorce in their 30s? I mean,
they get a divorce and then Helga just like goes on like a posting rampage about him, about how much he sucks.
Oh,
about
yeah.
how he's gonna die.
and Arnold doesn't even use the internet. Like there's like a Facebook profile of him from like 2007 that hasn't been updated.
And it's just like the same whatever you say, Helga, from like 2007 in their chat log.
my
It's just
God.
like the last thing that he ever said.
Yeah, and now he's been making those alimony payments for so many years. Whatever you say, Helga. Oh my God, like Arnold put up with big fucking Bob until he died of a heart attack 3 years into their marriage.
Those were tough 3 years, though.
Those were a tough 3 years. And then after he died, it was even worse. He had to go through the fucking hell of burying Bob. And then, like, you thought Helga's mom was bad while Bob was alive? Holy shit. Holy shit.
She got worse?
She got so much worse.
No.
No. Not even trying to hide what she's drinking anymore. Just like getting belligerent with people in public. She ruined their wedding.
You ruined my wedding!
Well, I mean, to be fair, Olga also ruined the wedding.
Yeah.
Olga thought she was being so nice with her little speech that she gave about her sister. I was just trying to be helpful, and I ruined everything. You ruined my wedding! Helga didn't even invite her. Mom and Dad did.
Man. Previously, Skip.
Yeah, no, don't fucking care. What?
Good God. I feel like I shouldn't be seeing this. I feel like Twitch is gonna ban
They're
us.
gonna shut us down for this. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry for what we are seeing. That looks like Anton Blast. Door.
You think? Oh, it does. You're right. They probably love this game.
Well, we all love our Crundus.
Whoa.
Yipe.
They're going for something here. You think that Bob's death would cure Miriam's alcoholism?
Oh, well, it might take stress off of her, but like she also probably married him for his money or something, and he doesn't make money for her anymore.
Oh, Bob's Beepers is toast because as soon as he dies, they find out about all the debts he's in.
Yeah.
And also no one buys beepers anymore, Dad.
Nobody buys beepers.
I told him no one buys beepers anymore.
It's like he gets Arnold a beeper as a gift. He's like, hey, Ronaldo, I got you this beeper. And it's like they go on their honeymoon and he's beeping them. They just seeing if it works. You got that roaming plan and everything.
I'm fucking my husband.
I'm trying to fuck football head over here, Bob. It's like, all right, I'm gonna know if you turn that beeper off.
Oh shit. This is like White Lotus shit. Their honeymoon.
So there was like actual plans to make a more adult themed Pataki spinoff.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know what happened, but it didn't pan out.
Didn't pan out.
Yippee! What was that?
I think Craig Barlett, he did another show after that. It was like some cowboy western kind of show, I think. Or like
Genesis Train.
Was that it?
I think that was him.
Okay. It was like a Old West or something.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I think it was like for like a slightly older audience.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you know, I when I was like a teenager, I heard about that like Pataki show. I thought that sounded great.
Yeah. Yeah, the underbelly of the Patakis. We could already tell there was like fucked up shit, under the hood there.
Oh yeah, no. To see a dysfunctional family on Nickelodeon was so great.
Yeah, it's funny. Big Bob is a great dad. Mm-hmm. I mean, not a great dad, but a great character of a dad.
Yes.
I got you that beeper, and you're still complaining. Like, whatever, Olga. Like, he doesn't know her name.
He calls her Olga. Oh, yeah, no. He called her Olga on his deathbed.
Sheesh, she's on her period. It's like when Helga got her period, literally no one acknowledged it. And now he only brings it up when she's mad at him.
When she's mad at him. Oh my god. What a fucking
She's got
asshole.
her period. So?
Right, she really does, but so? Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, it's fun. It's fun to imagine what that show might have been.
Oh shit, man.
Because those characters deserve it. They deserve the really kind of like fucked up side of things.
Oh fuck. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That would be so amazing if there had been like a Pataki show that was like a little bit more like crass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is pitch perfect right there. That's the kind of shit you could have expected from it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, like Olga would like probably go to grad school or like get a job as like a surgeon, and like whatever patients dies, and she's like, it was all my fault. And like, you know, she's just like depressed about it for weeks. And it's like Helga has to admit at the end, you didn't kill your patient, I did. I was jealous, so I killed your patient.
Oh, holy shit. Oh.
And the problems in the marriage would begin immediately because Arnold deeply needs therapy and will not go. He's just like, whatever, it doesn't bother me. And it bothers him.
Yeah, well, Arnold just like walks away and leaves for days at a time. That's how it manifests.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's true. He would just like be in his own world, and every time it's just like, Arnold! Arnold! Hey, Arnold! It's like, you know, the fucking beeper is worth its weight in gold because that man is always distracted.
Yeah.
It's like you need to like jolt him awake.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's what she's dealing
What are you
with.
doing, football head? She's saying while he's driving and not paying attention to the road.
Oh my god. Helga's life is so fucking stressful. And she's making Arnold miserable because of it.
And then she's like, she feels bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's like
It's not okay.
he's like trying to pay attention to the GPS and it's raining. It's like Helga is like sorry that she's been yelling at him.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit.
And I don't know if things really worked out with Gerald and Phoebe. Sorry.
No.
They thought it was cute because Arnold and Helga were a thing.
Are Gerald and Phoebe in this show though?
Oh, probably not. They wouldn't have like a big. Oh no, they probably would have a big role because Helga kind of needs Phoebe. Phoebe is her only friend.
Right. Well, yeah. But then like
Who the
Arnold,
fuck?
like Gerald is Arnold's only friend.
Yeah.
Right? Well, everyone kind of likes Arnold. He's cool, right?
Yeah. Although like Arnold doesn't think Eugene is as cool as Gerald. You know, he's nice to him, but he
He doesn't
needs-
want to hang out with him.
Yeah, he couldn't just hang out with Eugene. That would be depressing.
Interesting. Yeah, he can't just hang out with Eugene, but Eugene ends up. But like Helga's always like part of the group in that cartoon, right?
What am I doing?
She's not like an outcast.
Helga is one of the gang.
Yeah.
But like Harold, do you think Harold is still friends with Arnold now?
Which one is Harold? Oh, the fat kid?
The fat kid.
No. Harold just like Arnold looks at Harold on Facebook and wants to throw up. Like that's the only reason he goes on Facebook is to just like look at like Harold's puffy face, 30-year-old face. And just be like, oh shit. So that's what 30 can look like if you're Harold? Oh shit.
He like looks up Harold. He's like, oh hey Harold, and then just like remembers, you better not tell her I'll pound you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. I'm not gonna keep in touch with that guy.
But what are you talking about, football brain? You're married to Helga.
Yeah, he's married to well, yeah. One is enough. One is enough.
Well, like he and Helga would sometimes like be at odds, so she doesn't like Harold.
She doesn't like Harold at all.
Yeah, no, he made fun of that. Harold's the whole reason she was so afraid of like anyone know about her crush on Arnold.
Because
he was the one who would have made fun of her.
Oh.
But it's really her fault because she'd make fun of him for Big Patty.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the tragedy of it all, right? That they can't actually love the people they love because there's too much social pressure on them.
Pink Boy will make fun of me.
Yeah, that's what she was so fucking worried about. She could have let Arnold slip through her fingers for a lifetime. Good thing they got married in this show we made up.
Good thing they went to the jungle and got away from wherever Harold could see them. They had to travel 6,000 miles to escape him.
Did you watch that thing?
No.
The Jungle movie? I didn't watch that.
No, I mean, it's been too long.
No, I don't actually care about Hey Arnold anymore. Just this version of it that I remember.
Yeah, also, like, certain things they said, like, Miriam getting her shit together, I don't count that.
No.
That didn't happen.
No.
Didn't go to therapy. It's a nice thought.
Wait, is that supposed to be what happened to Miriam?
There's an episode where Bob is like injured, so Miriam takes his job and like she actually like becomes good at it and like stops drinking and like is a boss.
But by the end of the episode, she starts drinking
At the end of the episode, they're like, we miss the old Miriam.
We miss the old Miriam, and they give her a drink.
Drunk Miriam.
Yeah.
The old miserable, depressed, suicidal Miriam.
Yeah,
who never takes care of a soul.
That is what happens. Is this game more fun to play than
this is so much better. Yeah.
Wow.
This is a lot better. The first game was like confusing. They got it together. Not that Arrow became like a household name after this or anything, but
no,
there's effort here.
There's better. The animation is better.
There's also just like this general feeling of like more populated. Like the first game felt so empty compared to this.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Here's some platforming. It's not like before where it was like really even know what anything's supposed to be because there's just like so much vertical space for the level. Here there's like walls, so you can kind of like not be as confused.
This is like a little more Earthworm Jim inspired, right?
Yeah.
But no, I actually
think... Plenty of lead room now.
I actually think, yeah, plenty of lead room. I actually think that now that I'm looking at it, Anton Blast could have been inspired by this game.
Yeah, maybe. It's got a similar quality with like the characters looking like having like this coolness about them. I don't know what you call that art style. It's cool
like
art.
Aloofness?
Maybe it's like the thick outlines are part of it.
Oh, like Jonan Vasquez.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's all had kind of a resurgence.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that era, Anton Blast, of like the early 2000s. I remember how thick the outlines were in Daria. I'm always like staring at how thick the character's like hair outline is.
Like you can just make like a cheap ass cartoon if you make the lines thick.
Yeah, that was a lot of internet cartoons and like the Flash days.
I know. By the time that ended, I was already like sick of it for years.
Yeah.
I remember like when Danny Phantom came out, I was like, shit, they're still making these cartoons.
Yeah. Like with the Fairly Odd Parents had those really thick outlines.
Yes. Which turned out later that old Butchie couldn't draw.
I mean, he can sort of draw, but his drawings are a little bit creepy, like grotesque.
Yeah, he's not very good at drawing. I'm sorry to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thick outlines and the geometric look, it's like, those are staples of, like, efficiency and cheapness. Fuck.
Damn.
You know, like, I love Flash animation, but Flash is mostly associated with crap.
Yeah. Yeah, because most people weren't animating frame by frame. And even if they were, like, you know, there's no, like, color design. The line quality is not good. Like, very few people made something. Like, even, like, Homestar Runner, which is, like, designed for the look of Flash, you know?
Yeah.
You know, no one would have ever played that on TV.
Nah. Well, it's, you know, it's very crude, the animation. It's done at, like, 12 frames per second. It's not smooth.
No, not at all. It's mostly the designs and the voices, as most, like, Adult Swim animation of that era.
Right, yeah, it has an Adult Swim quality where they might have given that kind of budget to an Adult Swim show.
There was a new Homestar cartoon the other day.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It was funny.
It was funny. I saw someone posting it, or like replying to it, and saying like thank God for you guys for not just making some stupid shit for kids. And I was like, but wait a minute, this is totally for kids.
Yeah, Homestar is for kids. It's pretty safe.
Yeah.
It's maybe a little bit absurd, but not like, you know, there's no barrier to entry.
No.
Yeah, it's
No.
totally for kids. What are you talking about, guy?
Because he likes it, so he thinks it's not for kids.
Well, you know, just because things are for kids doesn't mean they're bad or stupid. Like,
Yeah.
you know, something I liked about Lemony Snicket was that they made something for kids that was for kids and didn't try to act like it wasn't for kids, and it would tell you what words meant because it assumed you didn't know. It's like not insulting to your intelligence for you to not know something. It's just very likely that as a kid you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really condescending. It's, you know, Phineas and Ferb does this too, and I like it. They'll use a big word and tell you what it means.
Yeah. So you're like bringing the kid into the joke.
Yeah.
Were Audrey and Victor designed in the confines of Flash?
I mean, yeah, I used Flash to draw the original comic, which I was doing while you were working on Assy McGee.
You're drawing comics in Flash.
Yeah, that was, you know, maybe not recommended, but I'm just so used to working in Flash that I could draw like an illustration that might be better suited for Illustrator using, you know, very similar set of tools to Flash.
I have drawn comics in Flash, but I found that just the sheer amount of assets was not good for you. Like, because it's too many things to change. Like with comics, it's better if you kind of lock things in by drawing on a single layer. The more layers and the more like divisions you have in the assets, the harder it is to draw them, I find. You really got to commit in comics. You got to just get that shit down.
Yeah.
And can't be noodling all day. Man, I was working on like just very tiny animation the other day, not even like in betweens, just like the rough drawings, the key drawings. And I just smoothed that shit over for hours. You know, I was just looking at it, just like massaging it for hours, you know? You can't do that in comics. Like, you'll go crazy and the comic won't look that good. But you can really do that with animation. You can just be like This would just look so much more delicious if I did this.
Yeah.
And you just do that for hours. That's what, that's what I'm thinking about when I'm animating. Especially like digital animation, which is like the only way to realistically do it. Oh man. All right, you guys got real TV quality animation on there. Is this just Krusty's Funhouse? Oh, yeah, you're gonna read.
No, this is a Itchy and Scratchy game.
Oh.
I remember playing this in the Incredible Universe.
Ah.
I was in the like daycare, and they had like every video game. I remember this one being there.
You just remembered the webcomic Mall Monkeys, which was drawn in Flash. All right, this looks like the cartoon pretty much. Have at it, guys. Yeah, I think the thing is, like, when you're doing illustration, it's very dangerous to zoom in too far. You kind of have to be looking at everything, and with comics in particular, you have to be looking at everything. You can't zoom in to a microscopic level with comics. It's not a good idea. First of all, it means the comic is never going to get done, and second, it just it clouds your ability to see the whole picture, and you really do need that. The comic is nothing without the layout that it's a part of. So you really do have to draw that stuff fast. You can't massage it like animation.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are people who animate and they just approach it like I approach comics, where they're like, you just got to get it done. But I suspect that animators work very linearly. If they're anything like me, they smooth a scene over, and then they wake up the next morning and they look at it again and they smooth it over again.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's an enormous amount of work. And comics don't have to be that kind of work.
Yeah, well, you just have to get the idea down.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's actually better if that's all you do. Comics are meant to be like a little tidbit, I guess the mouse runs with like Sonic the Hedgehog. Is that fun?
It's like a little too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, would that teleport me all the way back here? I'm confused. Like, how do I even go in this door? Did I even go in Okay. I don't know. Anyway. more Simpsons crudness.
Yeah.
There's so many acclaimed Simpsons games.
Yes.
I want to talk about World War II.
All right.
Like the Battle of the Bulge.
Uh-huh.
Is like, what do you know about the Battle of the Bulge?
Nothing.
It was like one of the last major battles. It took place in Germany, where like Germany concentrated a lot of their offensive into one area that on the line, so it like bulged on that line. And it was really just a last gasp. They were doomed. It was the end of the war, and Hitler killed himself a few days later or something. But what I learned was I can't believe this. Mel Brooks fought in the Battle of the Bulge.
What?
When he was 19.
Oh my God. He put the nail in the coffin of the Nazis?
It's like you had kids fighting for the Nazis at this point. They had no one left but
Shit.
the like under 18 kids.
Oh my God. Fighting 19-year-old Americans.
Yeah, fighting other kids. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I just think that's something that we never even knew that. We never fucking knew this about him. We knew that he made fun of fascists. We knew that he did Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah.
And Spaceballs. He made fun of these guys and killed them.
Holy
He
shit.
fought them and then he made fun of them.
Oh my god. He fought them and then did he kill anyone?
I don't want to know.
Yeah, not interesting.
That's
cool.
You know what happens in the Battle of the Bulge. Hopefully stays there.
Yes. Wow. I mean, Mel Brooks is amazing. We really do need to appreciate him while he's alive.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't need him to be alive to appreciate him, but
I mean,
he
we
deserves
need him to
it.
kill Hitler again. 'Cause that was great when he did it the first time. I mean, like, you know, we were talking about Mein Kampf before.
Yes.
It's like Hitler is such a loser, and Mel Brooks is so fucking funny.
Yeah, such a Chad.
It's like Larry David versus Bill Maher.
Oh, pathetic, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not even fair.
It's like, how do you even call yourself an HBO?
Yeah.
Like, you put yourself on the same level as someone like Larry David?
Yeah, no.
Give me a break.
Give me a
He's
fucking
never
break.
been fucking funny.
No, guy's never been
He's
funny.
a racist
Yeah,
and
no.
ugly.
Yeah, he is quite ugly. Mel Brooks, hottie. Oh, wait, we're talking about Larry David? Hottie.
You know, anybody who makes fun of Hitler, hottie.
Yeah, no, that's right. Doesn't take much.
But, like, it's a special something to not only make fun of the Nazis, but also be part of the Allies in destroying them.
yeah, that's pretty fucking dope.
That is remarkable.
Yeah.
Even Bugs Bunny didn't literally fight the Nazis.
No.
Although there were animators, Frank Tashlin, right, or someone from Looney Tunes went to fight in Germany, and when he came back, they didn't hire him back.
Oh my
'Cause
god.
somebody had already taken his job.
Holy shit.
But yeah, no, some of the Looney Tunes artists did go and fight in the war.
Wow. Apparently, according to the chat, Mel Brooks discovered David Lynch.
That's cool.
How'd that happen? Give us the time and place for that. So Gabby found an article about me from like 2005 where I talk about how I wish everyone in webcomics would fight each other.
You have no idea how much of a prediction that was. There are people like YouTubers who just fight each other.
Man, this sounds like I was being an asshole in this interview, but I was also 20 years old. 21 years old. I was a real fucking asshole.
Can I get that bog?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I forgot for like 3 weeks to tell you that tidbit about Mel Brooks. Think
That's
it's
incredible.
very Thingus relevant.
What a hero. I mean, he didn't need to do that. If he had only made movies, Dianu. But he also fought Hitler.
This is empty again.
He saw Eraserhead when he was trying to get the Elephant Man produced. And he did that too, but didn't publicize it because it wasn't funny and he didn't want people to think
Oh
it was.
yeah.
Incredible. All right, he produced the Elephant Man. Amazing. Mel Brooks.
Yeah, like people would have thought that was like a comedy if
Right.
he was making
He
it.
didn't put his name on it. But he shepherded David Lynch. How cool is that? I think we're gonna watch Spaceballs with my son this year.
Oh boy.
The true Jewish movie.
Yeah.
The true Star Wars, really. More Star Wars than Star Wars could ever be.
Well, Star Wars is pretty Jewish already. Aren't Luke, Leia, and Han all Jewish?
Yeah, and I mean, wait, are they supposed to be Jewish?
No, I mean their actors are Jewish.
Are all three of those actors Jewish? They are?
Yeah.
Really? They're not even in the Adam Sandler song. I'm gonna call up our mother right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All three.
Oh yeah, all three.
That would be like if Pee Wee Herman produced Schindler's List. Yeah, no, I mean, at some point, don't all Jewish people make their big Jewish movie?
Big Jewish movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the producers was his. He made fun of Hitler.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think all of his movies were his big Jewish movie.
Oh yeah, I remember there was a story where like somebody went up to him and was like, "I'm offended. I fought in World War II," and he was like, "Yeah, well, I fought in World War II, and I didn't see you there."
Oh man. Yeah, Harrison Ford. We got him.
He's ours.
He's ours. Carrie Fisher? Yeah, Fisher, yeah. Right? I didn't think Mark Hamill was Jewish.
I think he is.
What do we think?
What do we think?
I love Mel Brooks, and I can't wait to show my son the scene where he goes through the beaming portal and comes out with his ass on the wrong side.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for him. He's almost old enough.
Why did somebody tell me my ass was so big? And then just like the simple pleasure of hearing the name yogurt for the first time.
Yeah, it's like, you might think this is not a particularly clever parody if that was all you knew.
Yeah.
But you've been sufficiently brought into the world at that point, and it's like, yogurt is as hilarious as everything else in the movie. Like the Schwartz.
Yeah. Like John Candy dressed as a dog, eating dog food out of a KFC bucket. And they drive a giant motorhome through outer space.
Those are some amazing aesthetics. And it was the same studio that made Star Wars.
Really?
So yeah, Industrial Light and Magic.
Amazing.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I used to think like it sure looks the same, like as good as Star Wars, and then I found out it was them.
Okay. Blaisdell went to JewOrNotJew.com and says Mark Hamill is not Jewish.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Jew or not Jew?
Yeah, no. Jew or Not Jew has been around for like 20 plus years. I've been using that web. In fact, I think I might have mentioned it in the new Perfect Tides game. If not, then like a fake version of it that already existed in the early 2000s. It's like having your mother handy when she's not around. You just go to JewOrNotJew.com. Anyway.
Smoke your marijuana and pass it to Leia Organica.
Yeah. Mark Hamill Jewish? Nah, that's what everyone thinks. But you know who is? Jar Jar Binks.
You know, I saw wait, Haley Joel Osment. No, he's not the kid from Star Wars.
No.
He was in the news. I guess I thought it was him for a second because the kid from Star Wars was in the news
Again?
once.
Oh, yeah, no.
Once for stealing a car.
Yeah.
But Haley Joel Osment, you know, also a child actor, was in the news for like calling a policeman an anti-Semitic word.
What?
He got arrested for being drunk in public, and he called someone like an anti-Semitic slur. I couldn't hear exactly what he said.
He just like called a cop that. Like the cop's not even Jewish.
I have no idea.
Why do they all get anti-Semitic while they're being arrested?
Is that normal?
Well, like, remember when Mel Gibson like got pulled over for a DUI and he just started telling the cops that he hates the Jews?
Because it couldn't possibly be that you committed a crime.
Yeah.
It's the Jews.
Oh man. We let that guy back in.
Well,
he came back.
You know, I think anti-Semitism is self-defeating. You know, you think about how the world is so unfair, and you look for someone to blame for it, and in the end, you're just like constantly losing to whatever forces, or you know, you can't explain it, so you blame the Jews.
Right.
Like,
if you hate the Jews, then you're just kind of a miserable old fuck.
Your life sucks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you think like because Kanye West, it's not doing him much good right now. He's not doing good.
I mean, maybe he actually is having a breakthrough right now. Maybe he's doing better.
A breakthrough that he hates the Jews?
No, a breakthrough that he sucked his cousin's dick until he was 14.
What?
Oh, I thought that's what we were talking about.
No.
Kanye had a revelation, or we had a revelation about him. He tweeted like last night or something that he and his cousin would read dirty magazines together as kids and
suck each other's
dicks.
Oh my God. He said that on Twitter?
He said that in a tweet. Why is it that I always have to bring Meredith up to date with Kanye's going-ons?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to look. It's painful, you know?
Yeah, although I kind of just hear it. People shout these things. They report them. Like you're in a group chat and someone's like, Kanye sucked his cousin's dick.
Is he still talking about Jews, though? Like, while talking about sucking his cousin's dick?
I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know.
Oh, my God. Oh my God. Okay, so right, you're saying no. I mean, I'd love to read that optimistically as like he's had a breakthrough here. He's like realizing that he went through this traumatic thing in his childhood that he's only just like coming to grips with. But unfortunately, he's doing that while also like feeding it directly into Twitter.
He's still being a fucking asshole because he's using Twitter as therapy.
Yeah. Well, it's not therapy. It's like the opposite.
No, I mean, you know, I'd like to think I'm smarter than he is, but I've done stupid shit too like that. I was like telling my problems to Twitter as if they were gonna tell me something I needed to hear.
Well, I think he doesn't trust anybody, so he trusts the public more than he trusts a private therapist, more than he trusts a doctor. You know.
Well, you know. There are better things to get therapy from. You can get therapy from a dog better than you can get it from Twitter.
Right, just get a pet. Seriously.
A dog.
Yeah, no, I think...
Don't suck its dick or anything.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, I think that's really sad that he's like, you know, coming to grips with that and he's doing it in public.
Yeah.
I do legitimately find that very sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think this actually makes Kanye make a little more sense to me that like, you know, this guy seems really privileged. How could he be a great artist? I don't know, maybe he's got some pain, like he sucked his cousin's dick. Yeah. And now he's telling us about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, you know, that guy hid under the cover of his wife for a while. And then like it was inevitable when they were divorced, he would look like the bad one because she's the master of PR and he is absolutely terrible at representing himself.
Yeah.
And also, you know, he's not producing music that is, you know, Kanye has his own sound. He's not producing like the sound of today.
No.
Which is, that's optimistically what happens to every artist when they age. But I don't think it's easy for him to deal with that. It's not easy for him to deal with not being the most relevant entertainer.
Yeah. He was like, Kendrick defeated my nemesis Drake.
Really?
Yeah, he was really upset about that. I had no idea that he considered Drake to be his nemesis.
He finally has the guts to say it.
And then he said, I'm on Team Drake. I'm all Drake.
Wait, he said he was on Team Drake?
Yes.
Because he didn't want his nemesis defeated?
I think he considered working with him, and then he was like, Drake's a bitch. It's like immediately.
Oh my God. Wow, I didn't know that. God. I mean,
he's all over the place. He doesn't have it together like, Kendrick has it. Like, Kendrick is who he's upset about. That, like, he was like, Kendrick's the best, and then he's like, well, that didn't work. That didn't get me the attention I crave.
Right.
So now I'm gonna switch gears.
Well, Kendrick was opening for him,
Yeah.
He's a little boy that he was giving an opportunity to.
Yeah.
Not easy to see that happen. To see Kendrick reach the height that Kanye had when he was like 30, like 30s. Like when he did My Dark Twisted Fantasy, like Pitchfork gave that shit a 10.
Yeah.
He was on top of the world, and then after that he made that one that was like a CD. It was like his kind of like gothy industrial shit. I also liked that. He made Life of Pablo, and I also liked that. It wasn't until like Yeezus where I was like, I don't know if I need any more of this.
Yeah.
I don't really follow where he's going anymore. Like, it reached a logical conclusion, and it wasn't a very happy one.
I listened to his new album, and it sounded like AI or something. Like, it just sounded like music.
What's the new one called?
Bully?
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard any of that. I listened to a little bit of Vultures, and I was, again, like, yeah, no, I like his beats, but I don't need to hear any more of them. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's so upset about, that this is not his time.
Yeah. It's not his time, and he can't take it, so he likes Hitler. I mean, the thing is, Kanye was trying on Nazi shit years ago.
Yeah.
He was wearing a swastika and seeing what attention he could get for it, and he ended up apologizing for it and saying that, he was trying to subvert it and trying to, like, take away the power it had or some shit like that. Like he was trying to do what punks did, like, 30 years earlier.
Yeah.
That's what he said. But now we kind of get that he just liked it, right? He just liked Hitler. He likes Hitler. That's what he said. I like Hitler. Now what?
He's 7.
Yeah, exactly. This is what very small children do when they're trying to upset people.
Yeah, I like Hitler.
Hitler was good.
Hitler did nothing wrong.
I like Hitler. Yeah, baby brain. There was nothing under the hood, it turns out.
These are the children that fought for Hitler, too.
Yeah, Hitler Youth. We like Hitler.
We love Hitler. Oh, wait. I don't hear my sound effects.
No?
Oh, but you did?
Hit one of the buttons? Uh-oh. Where is it?
Yeah, I don't hear.
Try now. What's going on? Yeah, it seems that I could try restarting FL Studio. You think that would work?
I don't know.
All right. I'll see. I mean, we're like at closing time here. We got 5 minutes left. Anything else you want to get on the docket?
Yeah, what do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, we didn't talk about we should talk about like entertainment versus art.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see if I can sum it up. I threw a little log on the fire today in the Thingus chat. We were talking about this, and I don't want to like say who said this because it doesn't matter, and I'm not trying to you know, get on anyone's ass about this. But they expressed an opinion that I've seen a lot of.
I got on the ass. Somebody got to do it.
Well, no, they were expressing an opinion that I've seen all over, which is why I don't want to single anybody out. But are we still coming through okay? I don't know that the soundboard is gonna survive.
All right.
But are you hearing our voices okay? Okay. So we were talking about like someone was saying how, like, you know, the more they've gotten into the entertainment industry, the more they've like stopped being overly critical of other people, other people's creations, and that, you know, it's a miracle that anybody gets anything made. So like I don't, you know, that's not how I want to beat other people. And you know, it was like a well-liked tweet, and I just object so much to the idea that because these are, like, you know, jobs for people and they care about their job or whatever and they get the thing done, that means that we don't have any sort of critical discussion of works of art.
Yeah. Is it that they don't consider them to be works of art?
Well, I don't think so, because I think the kind of person who says this does think that they're making a work of art and not just a commodity. But like, you can't have it both ways, right? Like you can't have something that is just a commodity and like everybody did a great job on it and worked really hard on it and is proud of it. And it's a miracle that it got made. And we should just appreciate it as a commodity, as the thing that like allowed us to have these jobs and make something fun together.
Yeah.
Or is it a work of art that we need to consider as like part of the culture and like part of the discussion about art?
And the cultural canon.
Yes, the cultural canon. Like, is it like just a deodorant commercial, or is it the thing that you made because you're making art? You just can't do it both ways, right? Did you make a product? Then, you know, don't think of yourself as an artist. Or did you make a work of art that, you know, was perhaps limited by the fact that it was also a product? But that's still no excuse. That's still no excuse. When you're when there's a critical discussion about art,
What was that sound?
It was the sound of something unplugging. Are we okay?
Oh.
Are we okay? Man, the tech is rebelling at the end.
What were you saying?
So yeah, I just like, you can't have it both ways. Either you make art and art is critiqued as part of the cultural canon, or you make product and that's all you do.
Yeah.
Which one is it? And you know, it is a miracle when things get made, and I think there are reasons I understand why that sentiment has boiled up. For one thing, we live in a much more hostile internet than we used to in terms of like being critical of things, because people are not just critical as like one grump on a forum. They're as part of a discussion. They create a consensus, a wide consensus, and critics in general create a consensus. Like critics who love movies and give it like 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, they are creating a consensus that the movie is good. And you know, on the opposite end, there are people who create a consensus that something is like sucks and is deserving of harassment. So I do understand people being a little distrustful, because that has changed for sure, and it's not a good change. But the answer to that kind of a culture is not to capitulate to the idea that that art shouldn't be anything more than a bunch of people had fun and had a good time and got paid to make it.
No, I mean, like, it shouldn't be daycare. Like, we're making serious work. It's like, you know, if something is just fun to work on, then it was really for your sake, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if it was just fun to work on, then it was for your sake. You got paid, you had fun with your team. Does it matter? Does it matter if it wasn't that good? I worked on a lot of shitty shows that the entire time I was working on the show, I was like, this is a good show because I like this person, I like her, I like him, I like all these people. I have fun working on the show with them. But like, I had no delusions after the show came out that it was any good.
Yeah.
And I think people like to feel a little bit like superstars for working on a show, and don't like when the fans rebel.
Yeah.
And I think this is also part of like a I think this is part of a growing, and like this is not something I'm blaming on anybody, just pointing out that it's part of like a growing tension between people who make creative projects and people who consume them. The audience. I'm sorry about that. I don't know which. Are you guys hearing that? It's probably just you and me hearing.
It's probably just us hearing.
Yeah, it was just glitching out. Anyway, there is an ever-growing tension between people who consume this art and people who make it, and I think we're seeing that manifest in a lot of really obvious ways. For instance, like the AI discourse is by and large, like it's obviously just billionaire companies trying to force a new technology on us because they're out of fucking things to make. But like a lot of the daily discussion that is relevant to me is like artists arguing with people who can't draw, who are now basically saying, your time is up, fucker. I get to be the star now. You don't deserve to be the star. And on one hand, there are a lot of fucking assholes not really masking their contempt for the audience.
Yeah.
For the people who don't have these jobs in creative industries.
Yeah. I felt that. As an independent animator, I felt like othered by a lot of those people. Like, I'm not even human. I'm not even an animator to them.
You're not a real animator because you don't work those jobs. But like, I used to feel like that sometimes. I mean, I did work some of those jobs, so I did know that like there's like nothing special about working on a TV show. It's just a job. And it is pleasantly similar to what I enjoy doing for my own art.
I made a TV show. Mrr.
It is the most money that you can get for what we do. Or at least it was when there were jobs. I don't know that things are great anymore.
TV show creator a prospective job anymore?
I don't know. I don't know who's getting those jobs. I'm sure deals are being inked.
Another show by Chef MacFarlane, just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe plenty of the shit is going on right now, but like, I'm not super aware of it at this point. But I just like I've just I've become aware of like how creators interact with their audiences all the time, and inevitably there are misunderstandings that are going to be had and tensions that are going to exist between those audiences, and I actually don't think it's best for them to interact very much. I think it was better before people had this online instant contact with the people who create the things that they enjoy. I think it's not to anybody's benefit to have that relationship with each other, and I think there really should be there should be some access. I mean, I love talking about my process and people like asking me questions about it, but like I can't be like online all day being frustrated about my life online and then being mad at my fans for not understanding what the hell I'm talking about.
No, you cannot have contempt for your fans. That's not healthy. And that's like so many media companies will do that. They'll provoke and prod people and, you know, try to get a rise out of them. It's like
Playing them like a pit bull in a basement.
it's like don't have that interplay.
No.
Have a good relationship with your audience.
Yeah, I mean,
Make them happy, make them not sorry that they showed up.
no. Respect their time. Like, if you got something to say to them, say it. And otherwise, respect their time. Oh, she's dragging him home.
Hell yeah.
That rules.
Oh boy, I get to go home.
That's funny. Yeah. You've seen the impact of creators being berated and bulldozed by their fans. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, ultimately, like, the fans can outnumber the creators. They can kill them. Like, they can bury them.
Yeah.
And creators know that. And I think, you know, at the same time, they're realizing that maybe they've been a little shit to them for a few years now. At least I feel like I'm noticing that. And I do think that, you know, if you don't care, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. If you only want people to say nice things about the thing you worked on, then I don't know that you're, like, really interested in being part of, like, what's going on in the world, you know, being part of, like, the direction that the culture is going. Because, like, you know, the shit I make is bigger than me. It doesn't spring forth from the vacuum inside my brain. I came up with people who are doing the same thing that I was. And everybody does that. And the shit's bigger than you and your own ego.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's you know, your art is so much bigger than your tweets or your following. Who cares? It's
I mean,
like,
if you think it's good, then, like, doesn't really matter what anyone says.
yeah. Yeah, like, no offense to your following, but you don't actually listen to them. They don't know anything. They don't know what they want.
No. I mean, if I gave my following what they wanted, then they would get bored very quickly. It is important that I give them things that I know they're going to like, but they haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
And that is the thing that I know about them. I don't ask them for that. And if you give a shit about your audience, you should try to know that about them.
Yeah, you already know that about them. I mean, you're not actually making it for them. I mean, you are making it for them, but not in the sense that you're tailor-making it for something they asked for.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I know what they like in abstract terms. I could describe very, very broadly what they like. For one thing, they like a surprise.
Yes.
And they're never going to anticipate the surprise. Like, I would read the comments on my website, and nobody would ever anticipate what I was going to do.
Yeah. The surprise is like the paid straight from the tubes. It's like the pure essence.
Yes.
It's the stuff that you show up for.
Yes.
It's the elixir of life. It's like the stars in Mario.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you've given us puzzles or riddles to solve. You haven't given us the answer written in yellow paint on the, you know, like,
yeah.
on the other side of the box.
Paint. Yes.
It's like, oh, just fucking tell me the answer already. It's like you've actually given them a reason to, like, try and solve the riddle.
Yes.
You know, like, you also, like, you learn to, like, give them something but suspend it slightly from them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly like it has to, right, exactly. It has to be hanging by a little something from far away.
Yeah.
And they have to reach for it a little bit.
Yes, they have to make an effort to engage with it. I feel like that's something that too much entertainment is like treating us like fucking idiots. That like there's exposition, there's yellow paint.
Yellow paint.
You know, there's like you know, everything's dumbed down. And it's like nobody really needs everything to be like this accessible. You can have someone be like, wait, what's this, for a second.
Yes, exactly. And just long enough that they're like, oh, okay, I see. And like that is, you know, now that I make games, that's even more what I can try to do. Just be like, what is this? Oh, right?
It's like the same effect as like peekaboo. It's like peekaboo, oh, there you are.
Yes.
As opposed to just like peekaboo.
Which is what most people do. What was it like managing the comments on Octopus Pie? Yeah, I only responded when they like found a typo or something. No, I didn't. No, they never gave me any ideas.
They want you to do like their idea, but like they don't know anything good.
No.
If they did, they'd make their own comic.
They don't know anything good for Octopus Pie, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't know anything good for these characters. Like what would you like to see them do? Well, you don't know yet because I have a crucial bit of information that you don't.
Yeah, you actually are the only person who knows what distinguishes your characters from like similar other people's characters.
Right. And what it is that I would hear those premises in my head and just immediately filter them out. I would just be like, no, I'm not going to do something like that. Like it's filtered out in half a second. So yeah, no, it was mostly just people very politely pointing out the typos and stuff like that.
No! I don't like this. I'm gonna switch to the other Flintstones game.
Okay. OP fans love sexy titillation and unsexy nudity. Is that true?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you're not the gremlin who...
You're not that guy who jacked off and told you all about it.
He jacked off to the boobs in the comic and told me about it. Ecchi. Is that what ecchi is?
Ecchi?
Or like ecchi? I don't know. It's
like softcore.
Softcore. Is that what I'm drawing? I always wondered if there was
That's
a name.
not ecchi. That, you know, ecchi is more pornographic.
Ecchi is more like two bodies having sex, but you don't see penetration.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that. No, I don't do that. Every once in a while, you might see the top half of a woman straddling a man. Nothing more than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't make it pornographic.
No, it's beautiful.
It's art.
It's art.
Well, yeah, like I feel like this is the key word here is art, because everyone's too embarrassed to say they're an artist. They're a content creator. I'm way too embarrassed to say that.
Yes.
I'd rather wear a beret and call myself an artiste. And I'd have less douche chills than if I said I create content for streaming platforms. No, motherfucker, I'm an artist.
Yeah, I'm an artist. In the classic. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
See, that's what I mean by a surprise.
Well, yeah.
I couldn't have told you that would happen.
Well, yeah, like, it's funny when people say, Joe, make more Audrey and Victor, because I know they have an idea for it. It's like, well, we like the Hitler cartoon, so I guess Hitler comes back.
Yeah, Hitler comes back.
And he does the same exact thing as before, except this time he makes a pie instead of macaroni and cheese.
Oh my God. Yeah, right. That's all they could imagine.
It's just AI. It's just like formulaic.
Yeah.
That's what they can imagine. Their minds, their imagination has expanded to the size of Pac-Man. And now all they can think of is Pac-Man. They got Pac-Man fever.
Every time someone had sex in Octopus Pie, or at least every time a woman and a man had sex, people were afraid that the woman was pregnant every single time.
Yeah, afraid. Why? They thought that baby would ruin the comic?
No, well,
and
not
it did.
It's not that they were actually afraid. They were just kind of like, uh-oh, what if? And they were just like, they thought that would be intrigue, you know? They thought that would be so intriguing if one of them was pregnant.
Well, that's good. That will, like, people can think about it. That, like, you don't just, like, immediately shut off all possibilities. That, like, you tell them what's gonna happen. It's good if they can just, like, wonder about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, they were clearly enjoying it. I'm just trying to illustrate how far off they were from what I was thinking.
Right. They can't force you to make it their way. It has to be what it is.
Yeah.
Which is your art. And that's what makes art special. Not that it's art. A computer can make art, but it's not anyone's art. What matters is that it's your art. You don't need skill to make great art.
No. No, you do not. No, you do not. You really just need to know where you want to go with it.
Yeah.
That's like literally it, right? I mean, we were talking about how Quentin Tarantino is not exactly like a great director or a great writer. He's just like an example of a director who knows exactly where he wants to go with it.
Right. He knows what he wants, and he wants to use that music from that show.
Yeah.
He wants to just, like, use that soundtrack, like that exact sound.
Yeah.
It's like, you're crazy.
But that's the reason it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have done that. I agree with that.
Yeah. Exactly. He stole.
Yeah.
He stole because he thought it was such a great little nugget of a thing to steal.
When the hell else were we going to hear that song?
Yeah, no. I heard all that shit because of Quentin Tarantino. He thought it should be back.
And he repurposed it for his thing. Like the way the Looney Tunes used all those music from, like, other, like, Warner Brothers movies.
Yes.
Like Shuffle Off to Buffalo. Does anyone remember that? But they remember the song.
Da 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 da.
Yeah. All these songs that we only know because of Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Because those songs were popular once, and now they're lost, but those cartoons are still being played.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. There's so much fucking parallax in this game. I feel dizzy.
I do really love that song, actually, now thinking about it.
It had to be you.
It's an amazing thing, I think, that, like, there's a song about your grandparents being in love saying it had to be you. Because how else would we be born if it wasn't them? That's crazy to think about, that it couldn't have been anyone else.
It couldn't have been him.
It had to be you.
It had to be you. It had to be me.
And it had to be all those fucking Looney Tunes directors. We'd be living in a completely different universe if they hadn't made those cartoons.
That's true. Yeah, no, we wouldn't have all those cartoons about the millionaire woman and her son Wentworth.
We'd be living in Nazi America. We'd be living in Hitlerica.
Oh my God. Yeah, we would. So easily.
So, maybe in that sense, Winsor McCay would not have regretted the use of animation for propaganda, because, in fact, he did it himself when he animated the sinking of the Lusitania. Mm-hmm. It, in my mind, won the war. I feel like, from what I understand about victory through air power, it was like Churchill calls up FDR and was like, "You see the cartoon?" Like, everyone was, like, in agreement after watching that this was the strategy to go with for the rest of the war. And then the war wrapped up pretty soon after that.
Wait, so he made the sinking of the Lusitania before the ship sank?
No, he actually made that after the war ended.
Okay.
But, like, it was still, an incredible piece of animation that I suppose, was it was more of a document for historical purposes than propaganda, I guess.
Yeah.
Although that period came to be known as the interwar period, and war broke out soon after, but before he died before that happened.
Mm-hmm. Man, I can't believe that he just went and died right then and there.
The fuck would he think of this? He'd be so mad about the Flintstones. He would be really against the Flintstones.
I mean, I feel like the Flintstones was like Shrek before Shrek. Just a fucking mockery of
just like
everything.
this rip-off. It was AI before AI. It's like a rip-off of something else that was popular and worked.
Yeah, it was a rip-off of the Honeymooners, and it was a shitty version of a cartoon.
I gave you an art farm, and you turned it into the Flintstones. Too bad.
Too bad. I think we should end it right there. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.